I'm here today to bring you more guests more often, which will increase revenue for Disney's parks and resorts. I understand that you're looking for someone with technical experience in live entertainment, someone who can operate, program, and maintain equipment in a variety of venues, and someone who has excellent leadership experience. That's me, Reese Vinson. Hire me, because when you do, in addition to more guests more often, you'll be happier with the overall quality of live entertainment at Walt Disney World, and you'll experience less stress when organizing stage shows, parades, and special events. I understand from your job description that you're looking for someone with technical experience. Well, while at Western Kentucky University, I took a course called Basic Television Production, and in this course we were required to produce 5 live shows, one of which being The Importance of Voting. This was a PSA that my class chose to do, and for this production I chose to take upon the role of technical director, where I performed wipes, dissolves, fades, jump cuts, and even had the biggest responsibility of bringing up the show on the big screen for the very first time. Now, as you may know, being technical director actually has a lot of pressure to it, and in this PSA we moved from person to person like this. I had to be literally hot on the button, but I was very successful. I know I was successful because our PSA was chosen out of many to air across Western Kentucky University's campus, and as a class, we chose to submit it to the National Broadcast Society for an award. I also understand you're looking for someone who can operate, program, and maintain equipment. At Western, I was also involved in another production about false advertising. This time it was an infomercial. I was the cameraman for this production, and I got to learn and perform basic camera functions such as panning, zooming, trucking, and focusing. And for this specific production, we chose to air it in front of an audience where we had 33 viewers the first time. But my teacher wasn't satisfied. She said we can do better. I said we can definitely do better. So I went back and I made tighter shots and made sure that our content had a greater sense of flow to it. And our second showing had 45 viewers. I was able to increase viewership by about 26%. And for this, my teacher awarded me with Most Valuable Team Member, and of course, I received an A in the class. Finally, I understand that you're looking for someone with excellent leadership experience. And for this, I look to the person who inspired me most to even apply for this job, and that's you, Mr. Thomas Schumacher. Your story inspires me. I read on your biography and from your LinkedIn profile that one of your earliest careers was as a line producer for the 1984 Olympic Arts Festival. What an opportunity! And I bet I can guess some of the responsibilities that you had. You probably oversaw other producers and maybe even delegated content for the show. I know this because I'm currently a line producer for WKU's News Channel 12, where I share the same responsibilities. But you didn't stop there. In 1988, only 4 years later, you joined Disney for the very first time. And in 1994, you hit what I think is your biggest milestone, most impressive. You inspired me by being the executive producer of The Lion King, arguably one of Disney's greatest, most well-received films to ever be released. But you didn't stop there. You went to the top, because you're now the president and producer of Disney's Theater Group. I'm just looking for the exact same chance that you had in 1984, and I can do the exact same thing. Thank you for inspiring me. But I know what you may be thinking. My concentration is in news and not theater, so what knowledge could I have of theatrical terms? But fun fact about me. In 2014, I actually starred in Hardin County's showing of Shrek the Musical, where I was a fairy tale creature. I had a male lead vocal solo, and I was in charge of leading the male tenor group. Another fun fact about my family and I is we're actually season pass holders for the Kentucky Opera, and we've seen many a show, some of my favorites being Showboat and Madame Butterfly, 100%. Now, by seeing all these shows and being involved in Shrek back in 2014, I've learned a lot, such as what a base plate does. It actually separates the lighting equipment from the floor. But seeing these shows, they have deepened my appreciation for the arts. You may also be thinking, why or how could a journalist come from news all the way to theater. Well, I want to look to an example that I know you're familiar with, Miss Oprah Winfrey. Oprah actually was a journalist in her earliest career, and in 1986, she had her first show, People Are Talking. But 8 short years later, she was brought on the AM Chicago show, where her biggest competitor was Phil Donahue. But in just a few short months, with her open, warm-hearted personality, she was able to win over 100,000 more viewers than Donahue, which brought her to starring in The Color Purple, where she was nominated for an Academy Award. So you see, she went from journalist all the way to being an actress. And what she did, she won over viewers. She won over the hearts of America. I can do that. I will do that for Disney. I understand that you're looking for someone with technical experience in live entertainment, someone who can operate, program, and maintain equipment in a variety of venues, and someone with excellent leadership experience. That's me, Reese Fenson. Hire me, because when you do, in addition to more guests more often, you'll be happier with the overall quality of live entertainment at Walt Disney World, and you'll experience less stress when organizing stage shows, parades, and special events. Now, are there any questions?